Welcome to Japan English News, Quick Scan. Today's headlines. Japan severely ill COVID-19 patients up eightfold from start of 2022. The number of COVID-19 patients with severe symptoms has jumped around eightfold from the start of 2022 in Japan with the arrival of the sixth wave of infections across the country. According to the Health Ministry, the combined total of COVID-19 patients with severe symptoms announced by local governments across Japan stood at 51 on January 1. The figure climbed to 400 on Friday for the first time in about 3 months, in line with the increase of new infection cases. CDC, boosters effective against hospitalization. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says new research shows a booster dose of a coronavirus vaccine is 90% effective in preventing hospitalization due to infection with the Omicron variant. The CDC on Friday released its study on the effectiveness of booster shots of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, based on data from medical institutions across the country. Beijing orders more COVID tests as cases mount before Olympics. The local government in China's capital ordered more COVID-19 tests on Sunday as the city continued to report new local cases, less than 2 weeks before the start of the Winter Olympic Games. 9 locally transmitted cases with confirmed symptoms were found in Beijing on January 22, down from 10 a day earlier, the National Health Commission said on Sunday, adding that 6 out of the 9 were in the city's Fengtai district. Journalist still in prison over Wuhan report. The Chinese government has tightened its control on information about the coronavirus in the country. Authorities detained people who tried to tell the world about the city of Wuhan when it was put under lockdown 2 years ago. Independent journalist Zhang Zhan traveled to Wuhan during the lockdown and shared online first-hand accounts, including ones about citizens who were forced to live a tough life. The Shanghai native was detained by authorities for spreading false information. Tonga struggles with ash, psychological trauma after eruption and tsunami. Families have stopped children playing outside as Tonga struggles to deal with ash and the psychological fallout of last week's volcanic eruption and tsunami, aid workers and residents said. Communication with the outside world remained difficult on Sunday, with few internet services, and outlying islands still cut off from the phone service. The Red Cross said it was providing not only tents, food, water and toilets to 173 households on Tonga's main island, but also comfort. Call for Japan to join nuclear ban treaty on first anniversary. Supporters of a UN treaty banning nuclear weapons gathered January 22 in Hiroshima and Nagasaki to mark the first anniversary of the pact going into force, stepping up their calls on Japan to sign it. Standing in front of the symbolic atomic bomb dome in Hiroshima, 10 or so members of a Hiroshima-based group calling for the abolition of nuclear weapons hoisted a banner that read the whole world should join the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. Experts, Kyushu tremor unlikely to trigger Nankai megaqua. A strong earthquake that struck southwestern Japan early January 22 without causing major damage was deemed unlikely to trigger a long-feared offshore megaqua in the Nankai Trough facing the heavily populated Pacific coastline. The assessment by seismologists at the Japan Meteorological Agency concerned a tremor that registered upper 5 on the Japanese intensity scale of 7 in Oita and Miyazaki prefectures. McDonald's potato imports disruption spurs French fries war in Japan. The recent rationing of French fries by McDonald's due to a disruption of potato imports is spurring competitors to seize a bigger share of the market, triggering what social media users have called a potato war. The operator of McDonald's restaurants in Japan has said it will only offer smaller portions of its French fries for about a month from January. It is the second time in 2 months that the company has restricted sales of the popular item. Southwest Japan high schoolers win contest after inventing device to cut cake equally. Inspired by fierce family battles for the last remaining piece of cake, a team of 3 high schoolers in southwestern Japan's Oita prefecture have invented a device that cuts round cake and pizza evenly, no matter how many pieces are sliced, and their creation won the top prize in the prefecture's invention contest in 2021. The 3 students belong to the Industrial Technology Club at Oita Prefectural Kunisaki High School. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.